Alright, so hello and welcome back, everyone. We are going to be reviewing kind of last week's gym stuff in what we did. We will be kind of going over the program, talking through how each day felt a little bit. We will be going over the video of one of the workouts that we had. And then at the very end of this, we will also be talking about how we're focusing on nutrition a little bit differently now. So we're going to talk about these three things. Should run about 20 minutes for those of you who are VOD enjoyers. And then we will be kind of out pretty quick. We had this block from Microcycle 2. Each of our microcycles is 2 weeks long, so it's going to take 6 weeks to get through the first three. I think that this program is probably not that good. We made it ourselves, though. It's a bit of a struggle because we're training for, like, Megatotal. Supertotal is weightlifting plus powerlifting, so that's a snatch and clean and jerk. Plus deadlift, squat, and bench. Let's see if we can find this. Deadlift, bench, squats in there somewhere. Squats in the previous, there we go. And then what we've also added is bent press, which is getting weight over your head with one arm by like twisting underneath it, and one arm snatch, which we will see some videos of today in the thing. And so we're calling this Megatotal, and it's hard to program for. So let's get into it real quick. So Monday was a front squat and weightlifting accessory day. It was overall pretty easy. We have been progressing from on the very first microcycle, we were just kind of getting back into the gym. We used 75% of the listed percentages. Now we're up to 90% of the listed percentages, so we're almost doing the program as how it was initially written to be done. We kind of did the front squats felt reasonable. We are using our max from our front squats. Get the loud street sweeper outside. We are using the was that the garbage chute? No, it's the street sweeper. Alright. So we're using these percentages. Snatch balance felt pretty good. Overhead press felt pretty good. I actually think I can like crank up way more on overhead press than what my max is. Here. Let's actually pull up kind of that for just a brief second. I'm gonna pull it up on the other thing and then bring it on over. The one that we did do pretty well on was, if we come in here, like for this, I think on overhead press, is it in this section? No, it's probably an accessory then, leg press. No, it's under weightlifting, okay. Overhead press PR is really not that heavy. It's only 210, 185 for 3. And when we're doing our percentages, we're actually doing it off 220 because I thought I had hit 220, but okay. We did behind the neck jerk. We hit a PR on that of 255 for 3, but we think we can do more, and we've never really pushed behind the neck jerk that hard at all. Because we were just kind of adding it, and so this is why it's also off of feel rather than a percentage. We did some one-arm overhead squat. I do like the feel of those a lot as an accessory. I think that getting comfortable in the bottom position with one-arm overhead is like going to be important for both the one-arm snatch and the bent press, which we also did a bent press, and then we got through all of our accessories successfully. The cable crossover machine has been really, really hard for us to nab at our gym, so we've skipped those quite a few times, but we managed to get them all in on Monday. And then Wednesday is the one where we have the video for, where it was going to be our doubles day for the weightlifting. We had snatch and clean and jerk, really kind of struggling in the bottom of mobility position, but I think we'll just go through the video. Get the little bit of jazz at the intro. It's not copyrighted, so that should be fine. And so here I'm talking through a new movement, which we do some side snatches, or this is what I'm calling these. It's just kind of, so for the one arm snatch, you end up with a 90-degree rotated off of position at the arm, at the end, if you're doing it the twist style, which is how we're doing it, which is how the world record is set. And so we're using this as an accessory here to try and work kind of landing and catching in the bottom position. You can't pull anywhere near as much with your legs already rotated rather than front facing. And so, or you get like almost no drive from your legs. So it's like all arm and obliques, it feels like. But maybe that's a good thing, and it kind of helps for the bottom position. So this is just showing off this kind of like side snatch movement. I think this is going to be a good accessory. I'm not really 100% sure, but okay. And then I think we have, yeah, okay, so we do it with up to 95 pounds. Here we're trying to find the grip. And then kind of overshooting it in a couple spots there, which is a little bit promising considering that we're getting less leg drive and we're overshooting with 95 pounds. And like, okay, our max is like 165 for a one arm snatch. But that we're overshooting this with 100 when we're not really trying to blast. See, there we overshoot it pretty hard. And I'm hoping that this like movement kind of helps us to learn how to not overshoot as well, and learns how to stick the bottom position. But okay. And then we have some one-arm snatches, which I think is probably what people are going to be most interested in seeing. And there you have the entire point here is that we're rotating the feet 90 degrees. Like the feet are, you know, parallel to the bar, now they're perpendicular, right? And so this is part of, this is how the guy who set the world record did it. No one else does it like this right now. So it's really hard to find information on ways to train for it or ways to do it properly. And so we're just kind of out in the weeds, kind of chopping our own thing. This is 115 pounds that we have here. It's a 25 and a 10. Overall, like, the technique seems to have also, like, we don't have it very dialed in right now. We're not hitting the bottom positions very well, which you'll see really a lot with the snatch and the clean and jerk. We're having super hard time hitting like depth in the snatch and the clean and jerk. To be fair, I think it's part of it has to do with I'm fatter now than I was before, and that like my gut's just getting in the way. But we hit a double on snatch. We're not standing up with it because we're not looking to generate a ton of like leg fatigue. We don't stand up on the first one. We stand up with the second, and then on the clean and jerk. This is 225 pounds. I kind of just flub it here. Really was supposed to do a full clean, and like I don't know, I just like yanked it off the ground really hard and then stood up, and then it was just a power clean, which is not what I was supposed to be doing. That's why I looked kind of annoyed. And then here's the jerk. Jerks have felt really good though. I think it's because we've been doing a lot of overhead stuff, especially like at home. And then we have one arm rows, which I am supposed to not use a hook grip. I think I might have hook gripped it on one of these, but not the other one. But the whole idea is that you are trying to work on the hand strength and your ability to control the bar like forward and back, and that's like the primary difficulty, more so than the row. And here's some single leg RDLs. And I think that'll be almost the entire workout here. We didn't video everything, but we did get through everything. And we could definitely single leg RDL a lot more, but just kind of quickly coming back into the thing on this, we didn't do the plyo because we've been having knee problems in terms of inflammation. And more than anything, the plyo is really going to aggravate that. I suppose we could have done the med ball bench throws. We didn't do that, but after that, other than that, that's everything there. So just kind of a good amount of sets that we had going on here. And so that's what we were doing. And then for Friday, we, again, made the adjustment. We're using 90% listed. We did deadlifts. I think the weight we used was 425, 415, something like this. working up to a set of 4. We did deadlift shrugs, which is distinct from like a clean shrug in that the grip is much narrower. We did seated row with our new forearm tool that we've been enjoying. I think we have that on video from last week's workout that we showed. Bench is starting to feel pretty good coming in. Bench shrug. We got the flies in again. We skipped the low bar squats. I guess we should. Well, so here, since we like designed this program, our squat has actually changed, and we've stopped squatting in flats, and we only squat in heeled shoes. And so the distinction between a low bar squat and a regular squat's like not really as important anymore. And I think I might just delete all the low bar squats out of here with the like 25%. But like the volume's like not. It's like okay. We did bent presses. Bent presses we have at the bottom of the thing here, but we're always doing them at the front of the workout now. We did windmill, and then we did some bicep stuff. This week, we will be operating at 95%. So every week we have been adjusting up the percent. And we will be doing 95% listed. This will be the final EMOM exercise or workout here. Will be with 75%, but it'll be 95% of that, which will still be pretty heavy. That's what we'll be doing today. It looks like we still have doubles down there. So I haven't switched to singles yet. And this will be today's workout. Let's see, one arm snatch. Yeah, one arm snatch is in here. We're doing 1 + 1, which means we do both arms, both sides, rather than resting in between each one. Which generates a lot more fatigue, but you're in and out of the gym a lot faster. And when you have 20, 24, this would be 28. If we were doing one and then the other, 26, 28, 30, 31, 32. Except we're not going to do that, actually. So 30, 33 sets. What do you have that many sets? I guess these are every minute on the minute, but you want to go kind of quick. But we won't go through all of this, but this is going to be our last microcycle or before the deload that we have coming in here. So kind of excited for that. Have been generating quite a bit of fatigue, and so we'll see if we can get through everything and how we feel. Regarding nutrition, last week we made a point of starting to count calories, which we haven't done in a while. And we're tracking calories and protein and also our weight. I'm thinking that, and then we're also looking at averages. So once we have this week in, we will kind of have a moving average, and we'll be able to see kind of the amount of calories we need to do to cut a specific amount of weight, and we can make fine-tune adjustments. We didn't have any intention of hitting any target in terms of calories or protein last week. Although we definitely ate less calories than we otherwise would have, just because when you're tracking something, you tend to consume a whole lot less. I think that my maintenance is around 4,000, or a little like high 300 or high 3Ks, but I'm not really that sure anymore. So we're kind of coming to see a little bit this week. Planning on trying to get the protein intake over 200. Yeah. DJ Graybill, right with the right coming in at the right time. As I was about to say, for this week we're gonna try and get protein over 200 grams. Normally, there's like several like metrics. The normal recommendation of like the middle of the range is about 1.8 times your body weight in kilograms in terms of grams of protein. And you can see here we're getting like 100 less than that amount on the weekly average. However, if you are a heavier athlete, you should be hitting the lower end of the recommended ranges because you really don't need, and conversely, if you're a lighter athlete, you should be hitting the higher end of the recommended ranges because protein requirements do not increase linearly with weight, but the recommendations regarding them do, and so you just make that adjustment. And this is like something you do with a lot of things, like as you get heavier. Like heavier athletes recover from volume a little bit worse than lighter athletes and stuff like this too. And so this week, the goal for this week is to increase the protein intake to average of 200 grams a day. The eventual target, I think on the following week, we'll probably look to increase it to like 220. And that's probably about where we'll chill out at. Not trying to hit like this 269 figure because we don't need this much protein, I don't think. Although maybe it would be good. But how you doing, D. Gray Bill? But I don't think well, yeah, I don't think we're going to try and go for 1.8 times body weight in kg, even though this is a normal thing, because often you're not, like, this heavy as an athlete. And so, like, if, like, a lot of the recommendations are built around, or are originally made around athletes much, much smaller than us. And we also have a lot of fat. It's not like we are a lean 330 athlete, so this is another reason to, like, not want to push it super, super hard. It's hard on the kidneys if you, like, blast 300 grams or something. But yeah, that's what the plan for this week is. Protein over 200, and then calories, I don't know if I mentioned it. Calories we're going to look to keep under 3,000, which is obviously more than what we did last week. It's not like we're trying to hit 3,000, but we're increasing protein intake by 25%. We don't want to increase calorie intake by 25% at the same time. We're going to look to keep it around 3K. And then also, I anticipate if we eat 3,000 calories on average, our average weight will be about 1.5 pounds lower this week than it was last week. So I'm expecting to see something in the mid 260, 326s. And then we'll make an adjustment based on what the differential is in weights and calories on the averages, where we will be able to find our kind of theoretical deficit once we have a moving average of 2 weeks. If we lose weight, we'll be able to find about what our maintenance is. And then once we have our maintenance calories, we'll probably set it in to lose about 2 pounds a week in terms of what our target calories are going to be. So this week we're kind of, once we have the entire week mapped out, we should be able to math out, and we'll do this next week on Monday, math out, or we'll show it next week on Monday, math out about how many calories we are going to need per day to lose about 2 pounds a week, which of course will be a moving target. As we get lighter, it will require us to cut down to lower and lower calorie amounts, but I'm pretty sure maintenance calories, we're gonna take a quick look at a BMR calculator. Basal metabolic rate, we are 31. We're male, we're 5 feet 10, we're like 328 pounds. And then this is the amount that we like burn today, or burn without exercise, basically. Activity level, when you include the activity level and we're exercising, we could say 1 to 3 times a week. We could say intense exercise 3 to 4 times a week, because we do have the walks to and from the gym. But this is about where I think that might be like my maintenance is like kind of the high 3,000s into here. So this figure here. So I'm anticipating that if we go for 3,000 calories, for every 500 calories you're in a deficit, you'll lose a pound a week. So I'm guessing if our average is around 3,000 coming into this, that we will be able to drop like 1.5 pounds from this week to this week if we average 3,000 calories. So that's another thing that we're putting in addition to, I think we'll just like show the snatches again, because I think that that's probably, or in terms of on my YouTube channel, what people are interested in is like overwhelmingly the one-arm stuff. So we'll show some one-arm snatches we got here. And then we'll probably end the stream, just kind of a little bit of a quickie, updating for last week. But it's the one-arm snatch with a twist, rotating the feet 90 degrees as we do it. Really, it doesn't quite feel right with like 95 pounds. It starts to feel right with like about 115, but like where the weight isn't heavy enough for the lift to feel correct. Where you like actually feel like you need to drop under it a little bit. 95 you can just like kind of power snatch, and so the necessity to like be slipping under it isn't really there with the lighter kind of one. But yeah, I think we'll finish up here. If you feel free to do the YouTube algorithm. Oh well, no one's watching on the YouTube, so big nice to the YouTube. We'll end the stream there, and then if we have an amount of Twitch viewers that's substantive, we'll raid someone. But probably we just got the one person. Shout out to you.